Well, hey friends, we are at Marenakos today because I want to show you 5 simple ways that you can add stone to a landscaping project, and it's not going to break the bank, but it is going to ratchet that design up about 20 notches. When you are going into a landscaping project, the natural inclination is for you to go with like a concrete product. They are durable, they're relatively inexpensive, and they're readily available. However, when we do that and we only work in that arena, I think we miss out on a really amazing opportunity to elevate the design. Now, if you go all stone products, you go hard in the paint, that's going to be expensive. However, let's dive into my first selection for elevating your landscape with just a touch of stone. The first item on my list is this Basalt Dish. I actually have one of these as the centerpiece of my garden. And the reason I chose it as a centerpiece in that space is because I wanted like a really natural stone element to anchor in a man-made surround. This is fabulous. You can integrate this into a wall. You can have it on its own. Marenakos actually can also drill out the center of this and turn it into an awesome bubbly fountain. And so what this provides you is, instead of going with like a man-made bird bath, a man-made fountain, this brings some really beautiful organic texture, something unexpected into the landscape, and it also provides more intricacy for your eye to land on. And that is the thing, is like no two of these are alike, and just the whole concept, this is a bespoke piece. You will never walk into another garden and see the exact same basalt bird bath. That to me, that is like 10 out of 10. That is the ultimate luxury, having something uniquely your own. And then as you zoom in here, you can take a look at some of this patterning, and this is incredible. You get just incredible waves all throughout the rock. It is stunning. It is stunning. So bringing in a dish like this will transform a landscape, and just, oh my gosh, the organicness of it. Also surround this with grasses, surround this with wispy florals, and then you have just tension there. You have absolute dynamite tension between the firmness of that rock and the looseness, femininity of that greenery. Okay, on that same topic, let's talk boulders. By the way, you guys, a medium basalt dish, this is what I have in my garden. We spent a whopping, well, look at this. This is on sale. Okay, when I purchased this, I actually purchased mine and it was a little bit more expensive. It was about $300, but I'm sorry, $213 for something that you will never see in another garden in the exact same form. That, to me, that individuality is priceless. Number 2 on our list, we're talking boulders. We're talking big old rocks. And here is what I have kind of in this category. There's a couple different ways that you can use this. So say you've opted for a concrete product for your patio, your paver area. You can build something like this into a corner. You could use a boulder as a seat. That is super awesome. So say you're doing like a fire pit area, have a couple of boulders as seating areas. Or you simply have a flat landscape and you want to drop one of these bad rides right down into your garden bed. This allows you that same play, that same tension. So think wispy grasses, think beautiful like echinacea popping up from behind it. And what that does is that floral, that softness, it contrasts so hard against this beautiful rough stone. And all of a sudden, you have these 2 items together that are elevating the experience of your garden. Bonus, your garden, your perennial game goes super quiet in the wintertime. You still have stunning rocks, stunning visual interest in your landscape. So you have something to look at year round. Also, as you're choosing your stone, you want to think about where you're going to place this. And as you're shopping, you don't just have this gray situation. You've got some beautiful tans. You've got some gorgeous, more tumbled, more river rocky pieces. Maybe you have a beautiful granite boulder. The options are endless, and you get to tailor this to your taste, to your aesthetic, to your paver choice. Okay, also $185 per ton. The deal with this is you can get a couple of giant pieces for a ton, and that will elevate your experience so much. I mean, this is like, honestly, if you live in Seattle, this is like a nice dinner out for your family of 4. It is so expensive in my city. But all that to say, this 185 a ton, this is minimal. And this is a great investment that, like I said, the payoff here is so much more than that price per ton would allude to. Okay, friends, I am literally sitting on item number 3 to elevate your landscape. This is basically they call them dimensional steps. Now, if you have a garden where you have maybe just you need to like make up for a foot change in elevation, maybe you just need 1 to 3 steps, this is exceptional. And I'm going to tell you why. Every single one of these is going to be different. Every single one of the faces is going to be a little different as well. You can get something more natural like this. Then I'm going to show you one over here that's more of like a chiseled face. What's really cool about these, and I'm never going to do like 10 steps with these. That's just probably not something I'm going to do because I think it's special. And I think we treat this as jewelry in the garden. Now, these steps are actually very long. These particular ones are $500 each. If you say need like a 3-foot one, you're going to pay less than that. But if you're transitioning between maybe an upper patio and like a lower fire pit area, or maybe you need one step from like a patio down onto a pathway, using a transition piece like this, it is like amazing. This is one of like, you guys, this is one of the sexiest things in the garden. These beautiful dimensional steps. I mean, they are stunning and you aren't going to walk past one of these. They add such weight and permanence and loveliness to a garden. I mean, I cannot speak highly enough about using these in your landscape. Okay, guys, I'm laughing so hard right now. I am out at Marenakos and I just ran into Elias. This is Elias from GMC Landscapes. Okay, if you guys were at the show last year, do you remember that giant, beautiful waterfall with all the natural stone? That is this guy right here. And he is like the master and he does landscapes all over Seattle, East Side, anywhere.
It's anywhere.
Anywhere. And anyways, I was just like, okay, Elias, throw one at me. What is your favorite simple way to add rock to a landscape that kicks it up a notch? And what's so funny is you had the same next one that I was going to do, which is
Bluestone.
Bluestone.
Oh.
It's like beautiful. What do you like to do? Do you like to set it on concrete? Do you like to put it in gravel? Do you love ground cover?
I like do, simple projects, set it on gravel. It's good. And you do ground cover in between. If you want a longevity, set it on concrete. It's kind of the way I go. Okay. But I love that stone so much. So.
It's so good. And it adds like, I think the thing that's really fun about Bluestone is every single one is different.
Yeah.
So you can get this like rainbow effect.
I love the variegated stone. So it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It's been for 25 years that I've been doing this.
Yeah.
So, but it's until today, it feels like it's my favorite one to use.
Yeah, it's like that friend that you reach for time and time again when you just need that little extra something. Okay, I'm gonna take you over there. I'm gonna show you. That's gonna be our next stop. That is item number 4, brought to you by Elias from GMC, and then also sneak peek. Our friend and we are going to be doing another garden, not together. I know we're both doing gardens again at the North Star and Garden Festival. It is going to be super fun. I will give you, can I do a sneak peek tour? Okay, yes. And I will take you around and I will show you his beautiful work because it is stunning. So stay tuned. That is February. Okay, friends, we are in Flagstone, Bluestone territory. There are 8 million varieties. And this is one of those things where you do a pathway in this versus like a concrete product. And it is so gorgeous. And what's really cool is if you are working with someone who is skilled, these puzzle pieces come together beautifully. And I do mean beautifully. Even if there's like a little rough edge, say you want like this little tiny piece removed, a skilled person like Elias can come in here, do a teeny tiny cursory cut, then kind of like give it like the tiniest little tap and it falls away. And it's just perfection. Perfection every time. I personally, if you want my opinion, I love these blue pieces that have this great rust coming through. However, I also like a couple. So I'm going to give you like my top 3 that I love. But this one is always a go-to. It never fails and it is always beautiful. It blends seamlessly with a lot of different landscapes. And you can take this more modern, you can take this more traditional, you can even get this in cut dimensions, which I feel like I should show you too. By the way, this is about $12.60 per ton. And to give you a frame of reference for that, this is like that would do a small pathway. And when I work with this, I like to work with my pathways about 3 feet wide. I feel like that's always a really good number because then 2 people can walk side by side. But yeah, I think honestly, this is pretty darn comparable to doing like a concrete paver, which is fine, but this is stone magic. It is gorgeous. I want to show you 2 other choices in my Flagstone Bluestone territory. Okay, this is your classic Pennsylvania Bluestone. And what I love about this is, again, you're getting grays, you're getting browns, but what you're also getting is, look at this like movement coming through. It is so beautiful. I was also noticing behind me, they have one that's called Lilac that I haven't seen before. And it has more of like a chocolatey lilac tone to it that is really cool. And by the way, this is going to be less expensive. This is going to be $8.50 a ton. So what I'm trying to almost impress upon you here is, just because you're going with stone doesn't mean it's going to be a singular cost. There is so much flex and range. It just depends on what's available at your supplier, what they can get, and what your aesthetic is. But honestly, there's a huge swing. I mean, even here looking at this pathway, a difference of $400 a ton, this can fit in your budget. I know it can. I want to show you one more idea of something that I might use, and this is a thermal cut Pennsylvania Bluestone. And what's really cool about this is this could actually support quite a bit. So this 2 feet by 2 foot piece, it is so beautiful. And this sucker, I could actually see putting on a bed of gravel in a flower bed. And do you see how like thick this is? This could easily support the weight of a beautiful, gorgeous pot set into a garden bed. Give it something to like rest on. It's almost like serving it up on a platter. That is instant impact. And these are $96 a piece. This is jewelry. Or doing like a really modern pathway where you've just got these as stepping stones. All of these are just such simple yet incredibly transformative ways that you can use natural stone in your landscape. My friends, item number 5 on my beautiful ways to add stone, instant impact, low cost, are these beautiful treads. This is actually a product that I'm using in a current garden that I'm working on. We are using a traditional concrete riser. So that's like all the vertical elements of the stairs and the patio. We're doing in a traditional concrete block because it's easy to work with, it's less expensive. And then to give it that elevated, that like notch up, we are going to use black basalt for all of the treads. And what this does is you are only going to see this teeny tiny little bit of that concrete block because really you have an 1.5 inch overhang here. And this going on top, this is what you see. This is what you look down on. And these are incredible. So these are 4-foot treads. This is very like workable in most city landscapes. Each one of these, $203. That's it. And I know that sounds like an investment, but in the overarching scheme of a landscape that we're installing, this is such beautiful impact. I mean, putting this side to side with like a traditional concrete block cap, it's no contest. This is elevated. This is incredible. And so if you have it in your budget to top your stairs with just the tread, it's about half as much as those dimensional steps that I showed you, but I mean, incredible impact. And by the way, these treads come in a variety of shapes and sizes. The one that I'm next to right here, this is a 4-foot length and it is 18 inches deep. For me, when I'm walking upstairs, I think 18 to 14, those are really nice tread depths. Also, spoiler, in the design world, when you get a little bit deeper than your traditional 12-inch deep step that you would get with a traditional concrete cap, that kicks it up a notch too, because it stretches it out. It creates a little bit more visual drama. So 18 inches deep, I find that a beautiful number. They also carry them in 14 inches. They also carry them in 24 inches. But my money's on the 18 or the 14, unless you have a mansion, unless the scale requires a 2-foot deep tread. But I haven't met a person who needs a 2-foot deep tread yet. All right, friends, that's going to do it for me. I got to get back to work. I'm going to see you in the next one. But in the meantime, get out there and say hello to your garden for me.